Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Stewie and it says, Big Whelp. Now, my first question before we even start the post, what the hell does whelp mean?
Oh, I don't know.
Is this a young person speak?
You have to Google it. Yeah.
Hang on. Right, everyone, bear with me. I'm Googling whelp. Let's see what it says. Whelp. Non-standard spelling of whelp. Really? Why not use the standard spelling so everyone understands you? It probably means something else to young people.
It's something else, yeah.
It must be.
It's like oof before oof became a thing.
Oh, God. Ban it. You're banned. Your post is banned. But anyway, Big Whelp, worst sub flare to date. At least I cancelled my sub early. So for anyone who doesn't know, this month's sub was ship paints for ships you may or may not even own. And he basically is just really pissed off because, you know, I think rightly so, he's pissed off because he's been given a subscriber benefit that he either will then have to buy the ship to use it, or in-game earn the money, or use the money maybe he was saving for something else to buy a ship just to use his subflare. So it's kind of like going, here's some subflare, but we're pushing you to also do this thing also. And everything they do lately feels underhanded, and that's the way I read it. I don't know about you, but it just seems dirty.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. It's kind of obvious why I don't know. There's two sides to this, I think, or there could be two sides to this. There's one side which I think there's a bunch of people making the skin up or the subscriber flare, whatever, and they thought, I don't know, this would be good. We'll give people paint. They'll love that. And then everyone in the room went, yeah, that's a great idea. Not thinking about it, like 100%. Or there's the other side where they want to drive sales of the 100i, so they thought, we'll give out a skin for it, people will buy it.
Yeah. That's not how that works. Give us the ship, we might buy the skin, but not the other way around, you crazy fools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a few people trying to make a sort of defence against this, saying that you can actually buy this in game, which is true. You can buy this in Lawville.
Yeah.
One guy quotes the price as 654k. I guess that's accurate. I haven't checked for months, so
no.
Okay. But for people that have been maybe having problems with the game at the moment, with how erratic the servers are or desync is, and actually making 650 grand in the game is a long grind for most people.
Yeah.
And who really wants to bother?
No. It's not fun enough really anymore to grind for money. And it actually winds me up a little bit, Scrundle, because he uses the term in the event being unable to use their Happy Meal toy skin. And you think, well, no, it's not a Happy Meal toy because you're paying for it. You're paying monthly for the perk of having these subscriber flares and these things that just give you not an edge over players, but it might give you an edge visually, or it might give you some fancy t-shirt and you can go, look, I'm in the club. But giving you a generic or a paint job for a ship you might not own, that is a kick in the teeth. It's not, you know, this, we can't really describe it as a Happy Meal toy because it's not like it comes free with the thing you're buying. That is the thing you're buying. You know, so I don't agree with that. And there's a comment here actually. Lethality comes back and says, you know, this is not really acceptable. Subscriber rewards should obviously not be predicated on the assumption you have to have something specific in game already to use them. And I agree, 100%.
Yep, agreed. CIG, you need to, I don't know, do something better next time.
Yeah.
They've been quite good with their subscriber flare. Like, you can't really knock them too much for it. Their subscriber flare over the last year or so has been pretty good. There's been full suits of armour and some decent helmets. I don't think they've given out weapons much recently. I haven't looked that much. But the armours that have been given out have been really good. But this is a road you don't really want to go down. So don't.
Definitely don't. As Stewie so eloquently puts it, think of this as the shittiest slippery slope possible, covered in used needles and filthy diapers.
Yeah.
Cool. So next up, we got a post from Animus Nocturnus. Sounds like some spell in Harry Potter.
It does, yeah.
Can it get some squirrel come out or something? So he says, the discussions about cloning are stupid. Everyone who brings arguments against cloning has at least two different views on why it would be bad, and none of them seem to add to the same reason other than they don't like the idea. So I'll quickly briefly read off kind of what he's saying here. So he says, one says it's a bad mechanic because it would change how transfer of power would work, and he's put, and no, it won't, because the cloning would just be taken into account. I agree with that. They would have to consider how cloning will affect the overall game. It's not like they're going to make a perfect game where the balance is just right and then go, and now everyone can just clone themselves freely. That would be ridiculous. No? I don't know. People are daft.
Yeah. I mean, this topic is... I've got a lot of problems with this topic in general. Cloning in games, I'm fine with it. There's a bunch of other games that do this. Even Eve does this. You are a clone. You can have multiple clones. You can switch your consciousness between multiple clones that are dotted all over the place. Fine, whatever. The problem usually comes when people try to make it too realistic. And I'm not talking about CIG making it too realistic. I'm talking about the players that they have. Star Citizen players have this problem where everything has to be super realistic, and it doesn't
rational.
work. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's a game, people. It's a fucking game. If CIG want to make clones the reason we respawn, fine. Whatever. I don't really care.
No. I mean, or would you prefer permadeath?
Yeah, why not?
It's crazy. I mean, it is. It's stupid. It's like people are arguing over the stupidest little things. And I think it's because we haven't had anything big recently. You know what I mean? No major scandals. So everyone's kind of picking at the bones now for something to moan about in Spectrum. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, cloning is a viable reason to respawn. How it works, we don't actually know yet. They haven't formalized exactly how it's we don't know what the ultimate goal is. We know what they've told us so far, but we don't know how that's going to look when this game comes out. And all these arguments that they have, like, how would it jeopardize lore? And, how can you remember things from your last hospital visit to your death? How is your biological matter gathered? I love that one because that's such a daft question, because you would have given them a sample the last time you spawned. So it's kind of like an insurance policy. So all of it makes sense. Everything about cloning to respawn makes sense. I do understand the weird kind of questions that they have about kind of lore and stuff, but if it's a recent development, then it shouldn't really affect it. It's like we can travel through wormholes. We've got quantum drives. We've got all these really advanced tech. Who's to say they can't just magically 3D print your brain with the exact details it had before? I don't know how cloning works, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's science fiction. That's the whole point. Science fiction is the word you need to focus on, people.
Yeah. The only question I really had was, you in that last CitizenCon they showed that girl piloting the ship through the wormhole, whatever it was. So there was the idea that if you fall out of the wormhole, you're basically just fucked in the middle of space with no way of getting food or fuel, right? Yeah. So you die when you leave the wormhole. Is that what CIG is saying?
Something like that. Or obviously if you can't pilot well enough and you get pooped out of the wormhole, you are essentially in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere. Okay, so
I mean, maybe there's an off chance you can find somewhere, but yeah, you're basically fucked.
The way I see the Star Citizen universe playing out is exactly the same as it works in Eve. where each solar system is its own room, and between those rooms you can't, align yourself to Pyro if you were in Stanton and just press go, because you'd never reach there in your lifetime.
No,
it wouldn't happen. So I'm guessing something's going to happen. But if you fall out of a wormhole, let's say this is dead for sentence, whether you fall out and your ship explodes because of science, whatever, ship explodes, you're dead. How do they retrieve your stuff or your DNA, let's say, to reclone you if you're out in the middle of nowhere?
So I think the concept would be that the last time that you respawned, before you go anywhere else, they take another sample of your biological matter at that point. So personally, you should kind of, unless you go back. So let's say this is how I would work it, right?
We're doing it. Now we're doing exactly the same thing.
But this is logical. We're onto something here. So basically what you need to do is, so you have a facility in a medical centre in Lawville, wherever, and you can go there at any point and pay them UEC and they will take a new sample of your DNA. What that actually does, you have to look at this a bit meta, is it saves your progress. So anything that you had at that point is good. So then if you go off and do something stupid and you die, you respawn with what you had the last time you saved, essentially. Because exactly what you're saying, how do you magically get your guns back? How do you magically get everything that was on your ship? I know insurance makes sense for the ship, but how do you get back things that were in the ship that...
I'm assuming you just lose them. That's going to be part of the mechanics, and that's fine.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
And if they do you go to a hospital and you make a save point clone, whatever, that's fine. Again, Eve does exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The difference with Eve is that you will lose skill points you've accrued from the moment you're in the hospital to when you died. You lose that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Which works perfectly. We don't have that in Star Citizen because there is no skills.
No.
You lose a bit of reputation, I believe. I don't know why. Maybe just people look down on you because you died. He's an idiot.
Like, you a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know. But so that's not really gonna... There is no meaning between when you went to a hospital and when you died. There is no skill loss there.
No.
So why do people care about it so much?
Yeah.
Because they keep bringing up this point of, how do you remember things? And well, you're a player playing a character in a game. Your character in the game probably doesn't remember them, but you outside of the game do. So you remember.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's things like, I don't know, let's say that that's the thing, because the way you've got to look at this game as well is, all right, fair enough, your character wouldn't remember where a place was that he went to between the hospital and when he died. Yeah. So that new place he found, he wouldn't be able to find again, But if you went there in your ship and you've been given a ship that has the same GPS, I don't know, there's always an answer.
Yes.
We can always blag an answer.
You would have a GPS, whatever coordinate of that place on that planet, on that moon, whatever, in your computer, if your ship is still active and not blown up and through a wormhole. Yeah, you're right, exactly. There's always an explanation if you really want to go down that lore route of it. But at the end of the day, this is a video game. Who cares? Yeah,
it's a rabbit hole that nobody should go down.
Yeah,
basically.
So stop.
Yeah, I mean, he has some other points as well with regards to missions and all that sort of stuff, and they do hold up. I think that there will have to be some changes to the gameplay mechanics in order to allow for cloning. But again, we're far enough from it to not have to be worrying about this now. But also, it's something that will just get ironed out. But people, it's kind of like, it doesn't work in my mind now. And you're like, well, wait then.
Wait, CIG don't even know how this is going to work yet. They haven't built the system.
Yeah. One day it's all going to work. And all the people who are like, I don't get it, it's never going to work. And then when they're just playing it going, oh, this works lovely, they're going to feel like such morons. Oh dear. Okay, so last up we got a post from Nomad, and it says, for all you discussing night vision without understanding it. So here we go, we're about to be schooled on night vision, aren't we lucky? So basically, he has a very, very valid point. The first thing he says, I 100% agree with. The game absolutely needs night vision with piss poor flashlights that are worse than what you would expect from a child's toy. They need something to see in darkness, and that's 100% true. We've been in caves before where it's kind of like hand in front of your face sometimes with those torches, and like there might be someone 20 feet away from you that you can't see because it's pretty crap. And I think the night vision would be really cool. But he goes on to explain the differences between night vision and infrared, for example. Is this really, is there enough discussion on this in the forums for you to need to write this post? Or do you just know some stuff about night vision, found one post and then went, hey, I can flex? That's my question.
I think there's been a few posts about this over the years.
Oh, okay. I'll let him off.
I think so. And his post is really good. It's really detailed. It does explain all the aspects of it. It's a good read. So if you have the time, if you have 10 minutes, go and read this. You want to know about night vision.
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. 20 minutes.
It's really long.
It is really long. I have one issue with this post. Can you guess what it is?
It's unnecessary. No, I don't know.
No, that's another one.
That's your normal go-to. Is it because... No, I don't know. Okay.
My issue is that he's basing all of this on current tech.
Yeah, of course. That now it all makes sense.
He goes on about he doesn't want CIG to follow the Hollywood approach to night vision, where it's just lies and bullshit. But this is a game set in space in the future, so why can they not take some slight liberties to make it better for us to use?
100%. Yeah. I mean, that's what, everything evolves. And I mean, fair enough, we might be at, let's say, the limit of our technology when it comes to night vision right now. But in 100 years' time, will have leaps and bounds from here. We would have figured out some new spectrum of light. Exactly. We would have figured out some new spectrum we can view in or something. The thing that I love about science specifically is if you talk to any scientist, they will never tell you that they know something 100%. Even if they do, to a degree, know with certainty that this thing is this thing, there is nothing to say that thing they won't suddenly realise is actually some other thing, a part of something else that's then this thing. So scientists will never actually say this is it. So why should we when it comes to tech? I mean, it could go anywhere. And I definitely think they need to take liberties because, like we've said 100 times, we don't want this to be a sim because then we might as well just play Armour. You know what I mean? Yeah. We want this to be a space sim. And fair enough, simulated space. Not like, some sim in the regard that everything's very accurate. Look at my gun. Even the scrapes are accurate. You're like, no, doesn't matter. So long as the gameplay's awesome, do whatever you want. We're going to have aliens, for fuck's sake. You can't prove that they exist right now. There's no such thing as a fucking space cow or whale or whatever the hell we're going to have, but you'll allow that. So, yeah, chill.
Exactly. This again is going down that rabbit hole of trying to, make it fit your reality when, again, this is a video game set in the future in space with aliens. So, CIG, do what the fuck you want. As long as it's enjoyable to play, I do not care.
Yeah, and fix it and finish it.
Oh, and fix it. Yeah, that would be good. If you could just get on that, that would be good.
Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative or amusing. And if you did like them, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. If you want to chat with us or play some games with us or whatever, join our Discord. All the links will be on the screen. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of what we've discussed. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree? You know, it doesn't matter. We read them. Fair enough at the moment, because we're both quite wrapped up in life and work and stuff. We don't actually get to respond to as many comments as we'd like, but we do read them. So yeah, if you've got any thoughts, let us know. But I think that's it. So thanks very much everyone for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.